Guess who's back? Back again. Carrie's back. Tell a friend. Alright, so I don't know. I'm on here right now because I was recently published in this publication by my school, which they kind of owe me, to be honest. Speaking of owing things, my poem that got published is called The Power-Hungry Certitude of Human Nature by Carrie Moynihan. Can you see that? Oh, yep. Alright, sweet. So I kind of wanted to read it today because I love it. And it's basically revolves the concept of the poem, and it actually is very fitting. What I'm, dealing with right now. But, that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Something that I've analyzed from being alive is that humans are incredibly instinctual with how they want, yeah, exactly, story time. Humans are incredibly instinctual when it comes to power. Human beings seek power. That's an ultimate route to survival. That we've seen within animal kingdoms, and humans are essentially, they're animals, and something that I've noticed just from the way I've been treated by groups of people is that humans are incredibly animalistic. They're very, very based off of, you can really tell that we have a common ancestor with every animal on this planet, because the way that humans act, especially when it comes to having power, it's incredible. It really, really is. Speaking of Hillary, see, I'm going off the comments now. Speaking of Hillary Clinton is a perfect example, in my view, actually. Absolutely perfect example of that. But I think that Trump is actually an even better example, because Trump is actually very representative of the American population. And I talk about that in here because Trump is petty, and not necessarily in the funny way, although I do think that Trump would do very well as a comedian. I think that there's a fine line, and in my life I distinguish this fine line between those who are funny and those who are just seeking power. And if you notice, and it's a fundamental in psychology, is that there are often people who are abused, and as a result, they seek power over people. But I wanted to kind of read my poem, not kind of, actually read it, and I want you to pay attention to kind of the way that I talk at the beginning, and kind of the ways in which I kind of run around and say, this is how humans see power, this is the ways in which I believe that power shall be won and obtained by human beings. Decided I'm going to pick up a piece of literature, rewrite it to fit my views. Maybe I'll choose the Bible or the Constitution, who knows? I have a lot of credentials. Minoring in politics is one, but does that mean I can run for president? Who knows? Ask the man who's about to be ours. I wrote this in November. No experience. All you need is power. Power and money, milk and honey, roses and violets. Every human is power hungry. They want to control you or I, so I must seize manipulation. I must take control, or I will fail. Even in my 21 years, have I ceased to recognize this? Alas, eager to control the world, hungry for the depths of power, we all stand alone. Fighting against one another, we have terminated our understanding, now inept to our own inabilities, provoking radicalized emotion, little thought. I spend the money that is laid at my feet. Drenched is she who recognizes her wealth. Her defeat is not her truth. She continues to fight. Through the depths of anxiety, a power immunity is in her reign. Forever she will continue, until humanity is resting at her bare feet. But also, resting. I emphasize, not defeated, but enthralled. Humanity, yes, is enamored with her beauty, but also her dear soul. She will save them. Power is used to enact love, leading them until the hatred is gone, until the laughter fills the corridors of certitude. Her quest is true, but she quenches them of thirst. As they follow her footsteps, she has taken power to create good, for she has won.